Hello everyone, this is the part 4 of the series lectures on combustion in SI engine. In this section, we will discuss the different effect of different variables on the flame propagation. In previous part 3, we have discussed the effect of variables on ignition lag. In this section, or this part rather, we will discuss the effect of engine variable on the flame propagation. Effect of different variable on flame propagation is very important topic because combustion, the major portion of the combustion is defined by the duration of the flame propagation, because the 90% duration of the combustion is made up of flame propagation, and basically the rate of pressure rise in the combustion chamber or the mean effective pressure of the cycle mainly depend upon the flame propagation speed. So rate of flame propagation basically affects the combustion process in SI engine drastically. Also, the flame propagation speed is proportionate to the rate of pressure rise, which is in turns decide the mean effective pressure of the cycle and eventually the power output of the cycle. So flame propagation speed is very important parameter. Now, if the flame speed or flame propagation velocity is higher, combustion completed very efficiently, higher combustion efficiency may be achieved, higher fuel economy may be achieved by the higher propagation velocities. So basically, in general, for different air fuel ratios or the different mixture strengths, the optimum flame velocities lies between the 10 to 30 milliseconds in an SI engine. So there are some factors, some engine variables which affects the flame propagation, which are: first is the fuel air ratio, as usual, the strength of the mixture, how it affects the flame properties we will discuss. Second parameter is the compression ratio. Third parameter is the load on the engine. So these three parameters we will discuss in this section, because part 4 is divided into two sections, A section and B section. In A section, we will discuss these three parameters and how they affect the flame propagation. Fourth parameter is the turbulence. This is a very important parameter, and major effect on the flame propagation is due to the turbulence. So turbulence, engine speed, in turn engine size. So engine size, engine speed all depends upon the all affects the turbulence. So we will discuss in the next section or the section B of part 4 this turbulence in detail. Also, we will discuss some other parameters such as the humidity in the air, initial temperature, pressure, and other factor category. So now, first of all, we take the fuel air ratio, effect of the fuel air ratio on the flame propagation. As we know, and we have discussed in previous sections, that the ignition lag is primarily depend upon fuel air ratio, and the similar explanation can be true for the flame propagation speeds, as the fuel air ratio prominently decide the basically the temperature after the combustion or the temperature produces during the combustion is primarily depend upon the fuel air ratio, and the temperature is a very important parameter for the ignition lag duration as well as the flame propagation duration. So the mixture strength, basically a fuel air ratio, basically called the mixture strength, influences the rate of the combustion and the amount of the heat generated. So maximum flame speed occurs when the minimum ignition lag occurs, that is the nearly 10 to 15% rich mixture, which is similar to the lowest ignition lag duration. So what happened at the 10 to 15% rich? This is the upper limit. A slightly richer air fuel ratio, or a slightly richer fuel air ratio, where the fuel is higher and the oxygen, and this air fuel ratio slightly rich assures the complete utilization of the oxygen, and it produces the highest temperature and the highest output. So the maximum flame speed also comes out at the slightly richer air-fuel ratio. For the lean mixtures where air is higher in percentage in comparison to stoichiometric ratio, resulting the lower flame temperature. So the flame speed also goes down in that case. If you made fuel air ratio richer, excessively a limit of 10 to 15%, it's impart a negative effect on the flame speed. So always rich air fuel ratio or increasing the fuel air ratio to the richer side is limited to the 10 to 15%. Beyond this limit, the rich mixtures results in an incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion produces CO rather than the CO2. So the heat, so combustion of the carbon is not completed and it is incompleted and produces the CO. So produce less heat, and again the less heat means less temperature means the lower flame speeds. So there is a upper limit for rich air fuel ratio also. So in conclusion, for a upper limit of 10 to 15% richer fuel air ratio, if it increases with this limit, richness of the fuel, the flame propagation speed also increases. Now the second parameter is the engine. Primarily, initially, this is the graph. You can see the air fuel ratio, effect of the air fuel ratio on the flame propagation. What happens? This is the P theta and this is the PV diagram. This is the stoichiometric curve for a particular stoichiometric air fuel ratio. This is the stoichiometric air fuel ratio. You can see this is the peak pressure and this is the duration from here to here. This duration on degree of crack here from here to here is the flame propagation speed. So this is the peak pressure in PV diagram. This curve is for weak air fuel ratio, that is the lean air fuel ratio. That is air is excess. In that case, peak pressure is low. Also, the peak pressure comes out here. So the duration of flame propagation also increased in this case from here to here in comparison to from here to here. This duration is higher. So the flame goes slow down in weak mixtures. Again, this is the best air fuel ratio, that is the 10 to 15% rich. Peak pressure is highest and the duration is also slightly reduced than the stoichiometry from here to here. This is represented on PV diagram this way. Now next parameter is the effect of compression ratio on the flame propagation. As we know, the compression ratio, as we increase the compression ratio, what happens? The final pressure at the time of combustion increases. Also the temperature at the time of combustion or spark increases. Also the clearance volume is the least if we produce the highest compression ratio in an engine, or the higher the compression ratio, least the clearance volume, higher the pressure and higher the temperature after the compression or at the time of the combustion starts. So least the clearance volume, higher the pressure in the combustion chambers, all these conditions decreases the concentration of the residual gases. What happens when exhaust valve opens and suction valve also opens? This is the overlapping of the valve. Both the valves overlap for a minor time or for a small time. During this overlapping of the time, some residual gases or the gases of the product of the combustion inhale back into the chamber, combustion chamber or the cylinder. So inhale back, or the backward flow of the residual gases or the burn gases of the combustion during the suction stroke. During the suction stroke is called the backflow and is again called the residual gases and trapped in the cylinder. So the residual gases do not contribute any or doesn't contribute in combustion process, so it's make charge leaner or the weak. So residual gases are not desirable property for a charge. So concentration of residual gases increases when the pressure decreases or the clearance volume increases, because clearance volume is always filled up with the residual gases after the combustion. So if we increase the compression ratio, clearance volume is low, so the residual gases will be low, and also the pressure will be higher, so overall cyclic pressure is higher than the scavenging of the residual gases will be higher, so residual gas percentage is very low. So this all favorable factor, that is the higher the pressure, higher the temperature, and the less concentration of residual gases, make a good healthy charge, which reduces the ignition lag as well as to speed up the second phase of the combustion, which is the flame propagation, or establish a very healthy flame or propagation. Also, the higher compression ratio, there are some negative points also attached to the compression ratio. The higher compression ratio increases the surface to volume ratio of the combustion chamber. So what happens when surface to volume ratio of a surface or a object is high, that is surface to volume ratio is high, then surface is higher, so the heat loss is higher, so which increases the heat loss, and incomplete combustion, tendency of the incomplete combustion with higher compression ratio is always associated. So this incomplete combustion burns after the third phase, which is the afterburn. Another negative factor of increasing the compression ratio beyond the limits is to increase the tendency of engine to detonate. That is the abnormal combustion. Detonation is the abnormal combustion. We will study in next chapters. So tendency of detonation or abnormal combustion increases with the increase in the compression ratio. So these are some negative parameters associated with the higher compression ratio. So there is always a good balance or a limit to the highest compression ratio, which can be used in SI engine, that is called the HUCR. HUCR means highest useful compression ratio. So there is always a check or limit of compression ratio which we can use in an SI engine, that is called HICUR, highest useful, HUCR, which is the highest useful compression ratio. And there is no such type of limitation of compression, increasing the compression ratio in CI engine or compression engine. You can use, and rather say that theoretical there is no limit. From mechanical point of view, there is always a limit to increase the compression ratio, because it increases the stresses in the parts. So now if we increases the compression ratio, what happens? Favorable condition, so flame propagation also increases. You can see this T theta diagram. As you can see, this is a curve with the compression ratio 6.5. This is a curve with the compression ratio 5.5, and this is the curve with the compression ratio 4.5. As the compression ratio is lower, you can see the peak pressure is also lower after the combustion, flame propagation duration, or also the peak pressure. As we increases the compression, peak pressure point also moves towards the top dead center, near to the top dead center. As the compression ratio goes down, the peak pressure goes beyond the top dead center. So theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 are the flame propagation time of the second phase of the combustion. As you can see clearly, the theta 1 is less than theta 2 and theta 2 is less than theta 3. So the slowest flame is here, or highest speed flame is here, which is to represent that the higher the compression ratio, least is the flame propagation time of the second phase, or highest is the pressure. Also the rate of pressure rise also increase. We will discuss rate of pressure rise and other factors in next section. Now take third point. Third point is the effect of load on flame propagation. With the increase in load, what happens? The cyclic pressure also increase. We have already discussed in previous sections that in SI engine, as we increases the load, we open out the throttle and the pressure increases in the combustion chamber. So in SI engine, because power is controlled, or the output of the engine is controlled by the throttling. This is the mechanism of the SI engine, because SI engine governs power output by the quantity governing it, that is the throttling the quantity of charge. In opposite to the CI engine, where the quality is governed the output of the engine, that is the strength of the mixture. Charge inhale or air inhale is always constant to the sweat volume. At lower load, what happens? We close down the throttle at lower load. We close down the throttle, so higher the throttling effect. So throttling effect increases because throttle is closed down and there is a narrow passage in the intake passage. So lower the load, lower the throttle opening, and the higher is the throttling effect. So what happens? This throttling effect reduces the pressure during the suction. This reduced pressure during the overlapping of the exhaust valve opening with the inlet valve opening induces the flow back of the exhaust gases into the combustion chamber during the suction process. So the residual gases percentage increases also. So it also dilutes the mixture. So what happens when we, in nutshell, when we close down the throttle, higher the throttling effect, so initial pressure is reduced. Also the final pressure after the compression also reduced, and the dilution of the mixture with the residual gases also increases. All these factors are opposite and the hinders the or obstacles to the smooth development of the self-propagating flame nucleus. So that is very difficult to establish a flame nucleus or develop a flame nucleus which has a sufficient strength to go around, and also this prolongs the ignition lag. This is major drawback of SI engine on part load. And this is for this reason what happens, we advance because the ignition lag is also increases and the flame propagation is also slow down during the low load. We advance the mechanism, we advance the ignition spark or ignition timing to provide the as per the change in the load. So as per the load changes, we provide the advancement of the spark, and this is done by an advanced mechanism. And this difficulty can also be overcome by providing some rich mixtures because the dilution due to the residual gases is there. So how we compensate this dilution? By making the mixture slightly rich. But what happens when we make a mixture rich? The chances of afterburning increases. That is, the incomplete combustion increases and the afterburning is increases. So poor combustion at part load and necessity of providing rich mixtures at the time of a spark is the main disadvantages of SI engines. Part load efficiency is very poor. It causes wastage of fuel in SI engine or discharge large amount of CO and product of incomplete combustion. So pollutants, I would say. This is major drawback of SI engine. So what happens now when we decreases the engine load? That is the throttling happening. Also decreases the flame propagation speed because the pressure reduces. Also the residual gases percentage also increases. So this is all in this section A of part A, and the summary is the effect of the engine variable on flame propagation, which we have studied in this section, is fuel air ratio richness up to 10 to 15%. If it increases, flame propagation also increases. Compression ratio, if it increases, flame propagation also, the speed is also increases. And engine load, when we reduce engine load, flame propagation speed also reduces. Thank you.